We start off this episode with TJ and Natty's telling us that it's her birthday. She's going to be in her hometown of Calgary, and it's also going to be Monday Night Raw, and she's got a match. So she's all excited. Then the phone rings, and it's TJ's mom. She is insisting that the pair stay with her at her house. The only problem is she has a one-bedroom apartment, so it's not that big. And where they're not married yet, she wants them to sleep apart. And if I was Natty, I would feel the exact same way. She wanted to get her own hotel, so I totally don't blame her. And TJ is trying to talk to his mom on the phone and tell her that they're getting their own hotel. And she's insistent, very insistent, that they stay with her. But I think they're going to go there and then probably tell the mother-in-law, like, no, we're not staying with you. I mean, it would be sad, but at the same time, like, the mother-in-law is going to give them a little bit of space too. We then see Natty in her hometown of Calgary, Alberta, and she is at Monday Night Raw. She's so excited. It's her birthday. And on Monday Night Raw, they're even announcing it, the announcers, that it's her birthday and everything, which is pretty cool. She is in a tag match against the Bellas, but unfortunately, the Bellas win, which kind of sucks that she can't win in her own hometown, but it is what it is. And unfortunately, there's even more bad news on the way for Natty. Her and TJ check into their hotel room, and TJ's mom calls him, and she is very, very insistent that they stay with her. TJ calms her down and says, okay, Mom, I'm going to stay with you. And this really upsets Natty because this is her birthday weekend. And her first night of it, she has to spend it alone as TJ is going to go over to his mom's house to appease her. What do you guys think? Would you just up and leave your partner for your mother on their birthday weekend? Let me know in the comments below. I know I certainly would not. Earlier in the episode, Bree was telling Nikki that she was going to go see their father. Nikki does not want to go with Bree as she's had a falling out with her father.
Why do I recognize his face?
I don't know. Why do you?
That's Churchill.
That is not.
That's
Stalin.
Stalin. That's our president.
You had a 50-50 shot.
President.
And you're wrong.
That's the
Winston
president?
Churchill. That's Franklin Delano
Oh,
Roosevelt.
that's Churchill. That's who?
FDR.
Doesn't even look like him there.
Okay.
Nikki is then with John at his house, and he is teaching her Chinese. And it's actually pretty funny to watch her struggle to speak Chinese and try to tell us that it's hard because it's literally Chinese. Then John goes on to ask her about her family, including her father, and she says that, I'm not talking to my father, and John thinks that she shouldn't hold a grudge. But Nikki's afraid to talk to her father because she's afraid of, forgiving him, and then the cycle repeats where things happen again and she's upset. I totally can see where Nikki's coming from. I can relate to that. It's the exact same way with my father, and that's why we are estranged. I can see John's side of it and, not holding a grudge and all. I myself don't hold a grudge, but I just feel like things are the way they are. And if things don't change on the other person's end, it's hard to keep struggling and maintaining a relationship. Now, I hope it's different for Nikki here, but we will see. Natty, TJ, his mom, and his sister all go out for dinner. And I thought this was supposed to be a dinner for just him and Natty since it's her birthday weekend. But apparently the whole family is along for the ride. And they are kind of questioning like their relationship, not in a bad way, but saying, oh, you guys gonna get married? Are you gonna have babies? But Natty and TJ seem to be kind of disagreeing a little bit here. And the sister insists on maybe you should get marriage counseling. But there really was no clear answer when it came to that. Natty goes to see an old friend who used to train her, but also owns a tanning salon, and she's going to go in there and get spray tanned by him. Although he seems to be, in my opinion, very flirty towards her. She seems to be flirting a little bit back, and mind you, TJ is not with her at this appointment. She suggests they go for dinner sometime, and he agrees. I don't know, though. What do you guys think about that? Because to me, it seems to be very sketch. Like, this guy, even though that he's been friends with her for years, it just, the way that he's being flirty with her, to me, and when she's in a relationship, it's just weird. It's sketch. What do you guys think? TJ comes to Natty's hotel, and she is all ready. She's all dolled up. She's all excited to go on a birthday dinner. This is her actual birthday day. And he informs her that they're not going out to a restaurant. They're going to his sister's house with all of his family, including his mom. And Natty's not having any of that. She wanted it to be just the two of them. And he says, well, it's only just the two of us all the time, and we're not here in Calgary that often. So, I mean, I understand his point a little bit, but I think he's being selfish because this is her birthday. And once again, Natty ain't having none of that. And she just storms off up to her room, and he leaves and goes to the dinner. Eva Marie, Jojo, Trinity, and Ariane all decide to go go-kart driving. And Ariane comes first. And she is making such a big deal about this. She's going around like, I won. And this is irritating Trinity to the point where they are getting into a big screaming match at the go-kart place. The yelling and screaming got so bad that they just decided to go home. But Ariane walks by Trinity, and then an all-out brawl starts.
All right, ready to go? Oh my goodness, girl. Don't you just push me. Don't push me like that.
Natty goes to dinner, but not with TJ. She goes with her spray tan buddy friend. I believe his name is Jarrett. And exactly what I thought. He explains or his profound feelings for her and how he would treat her so much better, and she is sitting there and soaking it all up. But Natty girl, you're putting yourself in a bad position here. I think you should get out of there and figure things out with TJ first. The Bellas and their brother finally go and meet up with their father, and Nikki is having bad thoughts instantly when he approaches them. She just wants to get out of there and go home. He asks her what's up, and Nikki finally tells him all of her feelings, how she feels about him, and just the situation in general. And he actually admits to his faults and his downfalls, and he wishes he was there for her more. And I think that is pretty commendable. I wish my father was like that. Unfortunately, my situation is different than Nikki's, but I'm very happy for her, and I'm really glad that at least her father is taking accountability, and hopefully it's not just for the cameras. At work backstage, Ariane and Trinity still haven't resolved their issues yet, and the managers, or like, I guess it would be their little mini bosses, so I guess a manager. Anyways, both of them are there, and they see them fighting, and they think that they should go to Stephanie McMahon, the top dog, and get her opinion, and hopefully this can be all resolved. Trinity does not want to be paired anymore with Ariane. It's gotten that bad. She said she'd rather start as a singles person and start at the bottom and work herself back up again. When Ariane and Trinity met with Stephanie, she ultimately said to them that she thinks that they should separate and work as singles and go from there. So I guess it's on a temporary basis whether they still have their jobs or not, but at least they're not fighting. And she finds out about the go-kart incident from Ariane, And because Ariane feels like it carried over from that, which it definitely did. But Stephanie was shocked to realize that they were fighting in public. And that's what made her have the ultimate decision of them being separated. We then see Trinity in her first singles match. And at first, I think she did fairly well. But it was more deep into the match where you could see that she was making botched moves and she was getting really winded and stuff. And even backstage, some of the divas were watching, and Natalya was the first to point this out. She thought that Trinity jumped the gun way too fast and going into singles. Ariane was also watching, and she was quite snarky in her comments towards Naomi, well, Trinity. And then we see her go on her first singles match. Ariane did worse, I think, in her match. And she came backstage and Trinity felt bad. She went up and apologized to Ariane, and Ariane started crying. She felt badly too. And they felt that it was off. It was weird not wrestling together as a team. So they're thinking of talking to Mark and Jane, which is the two bosses that I forgot their names, and I thought that they were managers, but they're the ones that overlook them. And they are going to ask them if they can get back together and tag team again. And that's the end of the episode. I'm a little disappointed because I would really like to see the conclusion with Natty and TJ and how that all went. But other than that, I thought it was a pretty good episode. What did you guys think? Have you guys seen this episode of Total Divas before? If not, what did you think of the recap? I would love to know in the comments below, and I'd love to read your comments and just get your opinions on your thoughts and stuff of the episode. Anyways, it's been great recapping this for you guys. Thank you so much for watching and supporting the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one.